Sky Germany on Cody Gakpo, Fabrizio Romano on the Savinho situation, Victor Wanyama on watching the players train, Aurelio Gomes on Spurs and De Zerbi, and first team assistant coach Andreas Georgson has been promoted to assistant head coach with the Sweden national team. This is the Daily Tottenham News Headlines. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel and to another edition of the Daily Tottenham News Headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. My name's Dorset Spur, and if you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Sky Germany on Cody Gakpo. Tottenham are in a very concrete talks with Cody Gakpo and have already made contact with Liverpool. However, as sources close to the player currently denies that any agreements have been reached, a move to Spurs is nevertheless a serious option for Gakpo. Fabrizio Romano on the Savinho situation. Savinho wants to go to Tottenham. Savinho has an agreement with Tottenham, personal terms agreed. Savinho is waiting and hoping that Manchester City and Tottenham reach an agreement. But we also have to respect Man City. As of today, they are still not giving the green light for Savinho to go. At the moment, City are not accepting Tottenham's bid for Savinho. The negotiations continue and talks continue, but Savinho has a clear desire. He wants to be a Tottenham player. Former Spurs midfielder Victor Wanyama on watching the players train at Hotspur Way and joining them and De Zerbi for lunch. It was a great day, catching up over lunch ahead of the EPL fixture. Watching the lads train had an insightful discussion between the former and current players on what to expect this season. I have a good feeling we have a solid team. Come on, you Spurs. Former Spurs goalkeeper Aurelio Gomes on Spurs and De Zerbi. I'm sure they can do very well this season. I like Roberto De Zerbi a lot. He's someone I follow a lot because he's close to my good friend Sandro. De Zerbi and Sandro were together at Benevento as a head coach and a player. I went to Italy a few times to see Sandro, and he'd say about De Zerbi, we have a manager here like you can't believe. He will become a top manager. Then Sandro got some coaching experience working with De Zerbi when he was at Brighton. I visited Sandro when he was at Brighton too, and again, he spoke so highly of Roberto. With this manager and the signings Spurs have made ahead of this season, it's all very exciting. The squad is stronger than last season, and Spurs will be very competitive for sure. And when you are competitive, the opportunity is there to achieve great things. He went on to talk about Antonin Kinski. I was so pleased for him. He had a tough game against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League game. To concede the goals he did, to be substituted, that must have been so hard for him. But what a response he showed. He made some incredible saves in the run-in last season, and he was just brilliant. Those saves he made against Leeds, wow. Every time team needed him, and he was there. I want to congratulate him. I look forward to watching him this season, even better prepared, more confident. He will become a top goalkeeper for sure. Former Spurs midfielder Jamie O'Hara talking on Sky Sports about Tottenham, Savinho, Gakpo and Rashford. I like Savinho. I've seen what I've seen of him. There have been bright sparks. He hasn't massively worked for him at Manchester City, but he's obviously a talented player. I like Gakpo, but the problem with him is he maybe needs 4 or 5 chances to score one, but he has got something about him. I wouldn't be disappointed in the signing. He's a player who I wouldn't mind. I just don't know why we don't go for Marcus Rashford. I really think that Spurs should go. How much do you want? How much can we get him for? I know he's on £350,000 a week, and obviously Spurs potentially can't afford that, but he's such a brilliant player. If you can get him at it with a point to prove, I just think he's still one of the best players around. If he stays at Man United, I think he'll play. so I just don't know why we're not being interested in him. Sky Sports Italy in Juventus looking at loan options for Spurs goalkeeper Vicario. Juventus focus on shifting around Tottenham goalkeeper Vicario in the search for a new goalkeeper, according to Sky in Italy. Zion Suzuki was the other option Juventus have been considering. Juve wanted to sign him on loan from Paris Saint-Germain once he joined them from Parma. According to Sky in Italy, Juve's chances of landing Suzuki are fading, which has brought Vicario to the fore. Juve want to find out if Spurs will be open to letting Vicario go on loan. The Italian has fallen down the pecking order at Spurs, with Antonin Kinski set to be the number one, and new signing Martin Dubravka his deputy. Vicario, 29, has 2 years left on his contract. A number of Tottenham Hotspur legends joined Roberto De Zerbi and the first team squad at Hotspur Way on Thursday afternoon for a special lunch, which saw Spurs icons at the past connect with the current first team squad. Making the trip to our Enfield training base for our Alumni Lunch 2026, the first team squad, Roberto De Zerbi and Spurs CEO Vinay Venkatesham, were joined by iconic lily white names from years gone by, with Steve Perryman, Glenn Hoddle, Gary Mabbott, Pat Jennings, Clive Allen, Phil Bill, Michael Dawson, Jermaine Defoe, Mark Falco, Les Ferdinand, Stephen Freud, Mickey Hazard, David Howes, Chris Yonan, Eunice Kabul, Paul Miller, Alan Nilsson, Graham Roberts, Eric Torsved, Michael Vorm, Victor Wanyama and Fernando Llorente, all in attendance. The Spurs legends watched the men's team train this morning in the North London sun before the current playing squad joined them for a spot of lunch. It made for a very special afternoon with Spurs, past and present, united in N17. And an official announcement from Tottenham Hotspur's first team coach, Andreas Georgson, has been promoted to assistant head coach in the Sweden national team. Working with his nation alongside his role in North London, Andreas has extended his contract with Sweden while his role has been elevated and expanded. Leading our set-piece drills, we were one of the league's strongest sides in scoring from set pieces last term, while only one team conceded less than us from our dead ball situations. Andreas has performed a similar role with his national side, but his responsibilities are set to further diversify following his promotion. Andreas joined us in June 2025 and later linked up with the Sweden national team in November, following the appointment of Graham Potter as head coach. He helped Sweden to return to the World Cup finals in the first few months in the role before being part of the coaching staff as his nation reached the round of 32 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And Pedro Porro received a welcoming befitting a world champion as he returned to Hotspur Way on Thursday. The Spain international reported back to start his pre-season for the first time since winning the 2026 World Cup over the summer. Starting 5 of his nation's 7 matches at the tournament, including every knockout game, Pedro starred for Spain as he helped them past Austria, Portugal, Belgium, France and then Argentina in the final on the 19th of July. The fullback even scored his first 2 international goals whilst at the tournament in the United States, Canada and Mexico, opening his account against Austria before adding a stunner in the semi-finals against France. Now a World Cup champion, the 4th player in our history to lift the trophy while registered with the club, the 26-year-old was given a guard of honour from teammates, coaches and playing and non-playing staff who lined up to greet him at Hotspur Way. So, just some thoughts on these stories. Well, Cody Gakpo is one that's kind of been banning around a little while. I, for one, wouldn't be against it at all. I think if it gives us more depth in our front line, then we desperately need that anyway. So, again, I'm not against it. We'll just have to see. And if De Zerbi wants him, then I want him. The Savinho situation, that one's really kind of, it's almost getting on my nerves now, to be honest with you. This has been going on for over a year. He wants to come to Tottenham. Tottenham seemingly want him even before De Zerbi came. So you have to ask the question, is he a club man or is he a De Zerbi man? So it'd be interesting to understand that scenario. I just don't understand why Manchester City are holding on to a player that they don't want to play. And it just shows you that they've got so much money, they can do what they like, and just making it very, very difficult. But I think once the dominoes start to fall, then who knows where it could be. I think it's a really nice touch. The legends coming to Tottenham and spending time with the current players, giving them some advice, I guess, about what it means to be a Tottenham player and how we look after those. It was interesting to see, like, reading out some of those names. There's some big names in there. And it's amazing, really, when you kind of think about it. A lot of these players I've actually, watched myself and through the years and everything else. And it's kind of amazing to me that players like Victor Wanyama, Michael Vaughan, and even Fernando Llorente are now in that bracket of ex kind of Spurs legends coming back to the club and so on. So yeah, it's a really nice touch. I think it's something that we really should celebrate, that kind of thing. And congratulations to assistant head coach Andreas Georgson on his promotion in his Sweden national team. Doesn't affect Tottenham, so I'm happy for that. But congratulations to him. He obviously done a really good job. And he's being recognised for that, and fair play to him. So congratulations to him, and good luck in that role, as well as his role at Spurs. And finally, just really to emphasise, great to see a really nice welcome for Pedro Porro going back to Hotspur way. Really nice to see the club all getting behind him, well deserved. So congratulations once again to Pedro Porro. Anyway, that's it from me. I won't hang it out anymore. Thanks for watching and for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. My name's Leader Dorset Spur. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the Spurs.